In this video, I thought it'd be cool to make a custom NPC, so I made these birds and we'll put some parts together, rig them together, and then make an animation for it, put a simple animate script on it. Then you have an NPC that moves around that's not restricted to your humanoid, your R6 or R15. You can make your own thing. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and we'll make these birds. I have an empty base plate right here, and before we get started, we're going to have to get a plugin. I'm not a big fan of plugins, but this one you're going to need. Go to your toolbox, click on that, and then open up plugins, and we are going to search on Rig Edit Light. That one right there. You go ahead and click on that, hit install. Mine says installed, so I'm already installed. Oh, we should give him a thumbs up. It's by Archmage. It's pretty good. Yeah, Archmage. All right, let's go over to our plugin tab. I'm going to close this window here, and I have my edit rig in my plugins. So just keep that in mind. We're not going to use it right this second, but we're going to use it real soon. And just like I showed you in the demo, I'm going to make a bird. So I'm going to go to the Home tab, and then for part, I'll make a sphere. There we go. And let's make the size a little different on our sphere. How about 1.2, 1.2, and 1.2? All right, I played with a few different sizes. That one's going to be kind of small. That's all right. That'll work. Now, I'm going to call that part torso. Let's also add 2 wings and a head. We don't want to make it too hard for the video, so I'll add a wedge for the wing. Keep it nice and easy. Let's call that right wing. And go down to size. I think on the size, I'm just going to change the X to make it thinner. How about 0.2, 2, and 2? Nice. Now let's get our torso position. There's the torso. C-frame position, Control C, go to the right wing, and then under the right wing position, Control V to paste that number in. And that way we got lined up with our torso, but we're going to have to do some rotation. I'll just move it like that. One more, 90 degrees, and move it over like that. How's that? And then do a Control D. This is going to be the left wing. Let's go ahead and flip it. And we want 180. Oh, man. Almost. Control Z. Boom. One more. Boom. I know that was kind of clunky. Let's move that over. That'll work. And we need a head, too. So go here. I think I'm just going to use the corner wedge. Click that. This is a little more tricky. I think I'm going to adjust the corner wedge so it's a little more pointy in the up down along the green. That's the Y axis. So let's scroll down to size, and I'll make that 0.8 on the X, 1.5 on the Y, 0.8 on the Z. All right, now let's move it inside our torso so we have some alignment. Let's get our torso. I'm going to go to the position, do a Control C on position to copy it. Go to our part, go to position, Control V. Boom, inside. I'll just move this up a little bit. I want to rotate it. So I'm going to hit my rotate. And this is where global and local rotation will be really good. If I do Control L and I'm on local, the green is not going to matter, but maybe let's go, what, 45 degrees here? So that the wedge is pointing like it could be a head. But now notice that this Y, the Y and the, or not the Y, the X and the Z rotation circles are all kind of messed up and we can't go straight down. Do a Control L, go to global rotation, and then that's pretty good. Let's get our move. We're going to move this out here. Move this down a little bit. How's that? That's looking pretty good. Maybe bump it up against. All right, so now we got like a bird head. You can put eyes and stuff on there. I'm not going to decorate it too much. Let's go ahead and rename this part to head. And I'm going to make a model out of all the body parts. So I got head, control click on right wing, control. Ooh, let's change the right wing. That's the right wing. Let's change the left wing to say left wing instead of right wing. Left wing. Right, that's its left. We're going to the bird's perspective. All right, now we're going to do that again. Get the head, click, left wing, control click, right wing, control click, torso, right click, group as model, and then this is going to be our bird. Sweet. Let's open it up. Let's add a humanoid. There's a humanoid. And then we need a humanoid root part. That's not a special part. Let's just get the torso, control D to duplicate it, and then I will call this humanoid root part. This is often transparent. We could set the transparency to 1. Where is it? There it is. Transparency 1, but you can leave it. It'll be all right. Now let's go ahead and set up our joints for our NPC. I'm going to select the bird, right? The bird is selected. I'm going to go over to my plugins. We got our rig edit light near the beginning in the toolbox. It should be here. If not, you might have to do something in manage plugins. You shouldn't have to. It should show up when you go to do the install. But I'm going to hit my rig edit light. We got a box around our bird. That's cool. We got to make some joints. I'm going to start with my humanoid root part and my torso moved. Click your humanoid root part first and then control click torso second. That's going to control where the motor 6D goes. So when I hit create joint, I want my motor 6D on the humanoid root part. All right, now that goes to the torso. I don't need to do anything with this. I am going to go to the torso now and then control click my right wing and then create another joint. Cool. And I want that joint, this brown dot right here, to be right where the wing intersects or touches the torso. So I'm going to have to change the step down here at the bottom. I'll do a 0.1. There we go. I'm going to hit this black dot out here and just move it to where they touch. All right. The more accurate you can get it, the better, but it doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Now I'm going to get that torso again. I'm going to get the left wing, click, create joint. I'm going to get this dot out here. I'm going to move that brown dot to where the wing and the torso touch. All right. I'm going to do one more joint and I'm going to get the torso, control click the head so that both of them are selected, create joint, and then I'll just move that joint down here to where the neck would be. Is that the one? Yep. And just move that there. Looking good. All right, now in order to make this box go away, everything is in here. So we don't have to do anything special. We are just going to hit the rig edit light again. Bam, it goes away. Go to your avatar tab, and then we'll hit our animation editor, and we're going to get ready to start animating. It says select a rig to animate. So let's go ahead and click on that. Looking good. Let's put something like bird flying. Create. Sweet. We'll go over to these three dots. I'm going to change the animation priority to movement, although it shouldn't make too much of a difference because we're not going to be competing with animations. And then hit the dots again. We'll save it off. It does not save in the same area as it used to. Roblox Update just has it now saving to server storage. A little bit different. Hopefully it doesn't mess up too much of my videos. It won't mess up this one, that's for sure. It seems to be the same. It just puts it in server storage instead of the NPC. All right, now let's grab a wing. And we'll go ahead and pull that up. Maybe 2 clicks, 30 degrees. Should we go 30 or 45? Make it a big flap. Bring it up to 45. Oop, I lost one. Boom, there we go. And you can make the head move. I don't think I'm going to do the head move on this one. Just do the wings. I'm going to get these 3 dots. I'm going to copy them. So I right-clicked on that top dot. Copy selected. I'm going to go out to, I don't know, 9th frame. And then I'll do paste keyframes. See that blue scrubber bar, right? We're going to go to 18. See that blue scrubber bar? We can right click. We're going to paste them again. Now they're all the same. This one and this set, these 2 sets have to match because we're going to loop it. This one is going to be different. So I clicked here and we got our blue line right here. I'll go ahead and get that red circle and bring it on down 90 degrees. So it's 45 degree from horizontal, right? That's horizontal, and then we'll go 45 more, so 90 degrees. That's a big flap. That's bigger than I did in the demo. Let's try it out. Loop. Remember, we are going to keep this looped, right? Keep it looped. That's pretty good. I like it. You can make it go up and down a little bit too. You could do a lot of stuff with this. All right, I am going to unpause it, but this is going to stay looped. I am going to hit my 3 dots. I'm going to hit save again, just in case I want to modify it. Hit the 3 dots, publish to Roblox. There it is, bird flying. All right, and we won't delete the local instances. I got to shrink this down because for some reason Roblox has a submit button underneath my screen. And I hit the submit. We want this ID. Hit those boxes. ID copied. Close. And we don't want to lose that ID. Let's go over to our bird. Hit the plus. Add a script, a regular script. We'll call this animate. And hit the plus. We're going to hit an A. And now we're going to get animation, right? Animation. Click that. Click animation. In animation ID, Control V, or right click and paste. And then you have your ID right there. And you get your Roblox asset ID stuff prepended. That's looking good. Now, I originally modified one of the rigs animate scripts to work with my bird so you can make it do more things, give it more complexity, but it took a lot of time and I didn't think it was really worth it. So I am just going to create a simple one. I'm going to close this window so I have more space right down here. Boom. And get rid of my print statement. We are going to need our char, script.parent, and then we'll get the humanoid. Oh, I always get that X in there, right? Get the humanoid, char, colon, wait for child, humanoid. What else we need? Flying animation. How about fly anim? And that is script, wait for child. Oh, we call it animation. Let's change the name. Let's go over to our bird. Let's call that fly anim so we don't get confused if we get more than one. Now when we come back, we hit an F. Oh, look at that. Fly anim. There it is. We're going to get a variable for the fly anim track. So we'll do fly anim track equals hum.animator load animation, and we're going to put our fly anim right in there. All right, now let's get the humanoid and we'll just check for a running event. We're going to use the run. We're just going to increase the hip height for it to be flying. All right, so we'll do running, connect, function, pass in speed. Right, that gets passed in when you connect to the running event. Right, so I'll do if speed is greater than or equal to 0, then if not, flying track, that's what we want, is playing, then we'll get it started. Flying track, colon, play. And we can adjust the speed if we want, right? So if you want to adjust the speed, I'm not going to adjust the speed, but I'll I'll put that code in there. So we'll do flying anim track adjust speed, and I'll just make it 1. That's going to be the regular speed, but then you'll have that option. I'm going to go down here. So if the speed is not greater than 0, let's go ahead and do something with that. Let's say else. Oh man, they're stopped. We got to turn that animation off. So let's say if flying anim track dot is playing, then let's put a little note here. We'll say settle the bird down. Settle bird to someplace, right? That's what we're going to do. And meanwhile, I'll just do our flying anim track stop. Now, unfortunately, we're not quite ready to test yet. We have to move that bird around. So I'll hit the bird, hit the plus. We'll do a script, and you can put your AI move or something like that. Let's call it that. AI, move. Get rid of the print. Put some info in here. Let's see. We're still going to need the char. So that's script.parent. And we should get the humanoid too, because we want to adjust the speed and things like that. So we'll do wait for child humanoid. I guess I could have just copied it from the other script. And let's wait a little bit to get in the game. Yeah, let's wait. Let's just give it a couple seconds. Right? And then we'll do our local. We're going to get a rand at some point. I'm just going to add that in there. I don't think I want to do anything random yet. I want to change the height though. And I'm going to do tweening on that so you get smooth height changes. But for now, let's get the humanoid. We'll change the walk speed to 8. Humanoid, hip height. That's how high our NPC is standing or sitting, whatever. Well, we're going to be standing, but it's a bird, so it's not really standing. So we'll say hip height. Let's give it like 10 studs. Then we're going to get the humanoid, and we're going to do a move. Do we want dot? I always get those confused. We want the colon because this is a method. We'll do the move to, and let's just move them to the 0 for now. So vector 3 dot new 0 0 0, and then when he gets there, let's do a hum dot move to finish. I know that's crazy, right? That's going to be an event that fires when our move to finishes. So we'll say connect function. You're going to get a flag, and I'll call it reached with an ED. That means we actually got there or not, because you could have a timeout and then reached would be failed. It would be false. Let's get a value for our X. Yeah, let's do random. Let's get our random, and then we'll do a next integer. Let's say between 0 and 30 studs. We'll do the same for the Z. And then we'll do next integer 0 to 30. It's going to move them around the map a little bit. We'll get our humanoid, and then we'll do another move to. So it's basically going to loop. Every time we get to a destination, we're going to move to a new destination. So we'll do vector 3 new X val. We don't have to worry about the Y, right? Because we're doing a move to on a humanoid. We'll have to change hip height for the height of the bird, the way I have it set up now. All right, now we can test this thing out. Let's hit our play button. And if your bird is moving sideways or mine is moving sideways, don't panic. We just have to orient the humanoid root part. So it looks like mine is good, but I'm going to show you how to orient it just in case your bird's going sideways. Yeah, this is looking good. Right? It'll bump up when it goes over something. We'd have to do like collision groups or something to get rid of that, but I'm okay with it. I think it's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and get it to land and stop flapping so that it can sit. And we're also going to check our humanoid root part in case your bird's moving sideways. Let's go ahead and turn this off. And I'm going to go here. If your bird is moving sideways, right-click the humanoid root part, show orientation indicator, and your indicator might be like that, right? Might be off to the side or pointing in the wrong direction. You want the F that blue thing, to be in front. And then it should go the right direction. Let's go to our AI move script. Double click that. We're going to work on our takeoff and land. I think I'm going to keep everything the same. Hip height, we can leave that there, but we're going to change hip height dynamically. Let's get a variable. I'll call this local for the tween service. So I just call it TS, game, get service, tween service. We're going to move it up and down slowly when it's taking off and landing. Then we're going to get tween info. Right, tween info.new, and this is going to be the time of the tween. There we go, 2 seconds, that's fine. Let's go down into our, let's actually move our move to down a little bit. I think I'm going to change this to a function. Local function, start flying. And then I'm going to grab this code, Control X, Control V. That's good. I'm going to get my walk speed here, Control X. I shall plop it in here. I'm going to put some code up here. I need to make my tween. So we're going to start flying. We're assuming that we're sitting on something. So let's make a tween. We'll do local tween equals tween service, create, and we'll get the humanoid. We'll tween on the humanoid. Tween info, that's our time. And then we're going to change the hip height. Say hip height equals, and then we'll put it at like 10 where it was. And then don't forget, you have to call play on the tween. So we'll say tween dot, and what do I want to do? Colon, play. There we go, play. And then down here, when we do move to finish, let's do this. Right under the val z, let's get a variable. We'll just call it val. All right, and I'll do random next integer between 0 and 10, I'll give it a 10% chance of landing. So if val equals 0, then we'll stop flying. Oh, we don't have a stop flying? That's okay. Put stop flying in here, and then we'll return. This is going to error for now. That's fine. Get rid of this and. We're just going to change that to an else. Else will do the move to. And format your document. There we go. We have to start flying at some point. So let's go down here. Start flying. Just call it. Call it when the game starts. And oh, we could get our weight too. We don't have to have the weight up there. Let's do a Control X. And we'll put the weight right before we start flying. Just for the game to start up before they take off. Now we need a stop flying, and we could put the stop flying up here, but I'm thinking of putting start flying in stop flying. So we're going to cheat a little bit. Let's go down to the bottom, and you know that in Roblox, you have to define a function above a function if you're calling it from somewhere, right? You have to put it above where you're calling it unless you leave out the local. So we'll just do function, and then we could do stop flying down here. A little bit of a cheat. I don't like to do that too much. I almost never do. And then we'll get the hum, and then we'll say walk speed will equal 0. And then we're going to do another tween. Tween equals tween service. Ooh, create. There it is. And get the humanoid. We'll do a tween info. And then we're going to change the hip height. Did I spell height wrong? I did. It's got to be spelled right. Hip height equals 0. Let's make sure we got that. Double click. That's highlighted. That's highlighted. Good. And let's do our play. Tween. Colon. Play. And then we could have them like wait a random amount of time, or just have them wait like 6 seconds or something like that. And then we'll just start flying again. I'm trying to avoid loops here. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's see what we got with that. And we can make a couple of these, right? Let's do that. Let's make more than one bird. All right, now remember, they're all going to go to the center at the beginning because I just kind of put that in there. Control D. Control D. You could change where they go in the beginning. That's fine. Let's just hit play. You can change them in the bird, right? Each bird can have some different values so that they don't do the same thing all the time. There's going to be some randomization on the direction they turn. There we go. Once they get to the center, then they're going to start doing different stuff. That's kind of cool. I like it. Let's see him land. Up, there he goes. Lands. He's going to wait like 6 seconds. Then he's going to start flying again. We should check for errors. There he goes. He's flying. I don't see any errors. Think it's looking pretty good. All right. And then next video, you can go ahead and maybe we should make him kill people. Nah, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I will see you in the next video.